Does the carnivore diet work?
Awesome. Wow. I would love to know.
Me too.
Cool.
And here we are.
Maybe you'll convince me to become a carnivore.
Um,
I don't think I'll ever be able to be full carnivore.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but anyways.
I don't think it's in the cards for you.
Yeah.
But
Tell me about it.
I'll tell you about it. So, the carnivore diet is a diet where someone eats only animal-based foods. So that typically includes beef, chicken, fish, eggs, butter, and sometimes dairy.
Okay.
It's basically no fruits, veggies, grains, nuts, seeds, or plant oils. Some people even follow a stricter version where they eat only red meat, salt, and water.
That's called like the lion's diet or
I believe
something,
so.
I think. Okay, so carnivore is eating meat, fish, butter.
Meat, fish, eggs, butter,
Eggs and
chicken,
butter.
and sometimes dairy.
Yeah. I consider chicken to be meat, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
cool.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think red meat and chicken are different, right?
I guess they're both meat,
Yeah, technically they're both
technically,
meat.
but yeah.
Yeah. So the philosophy behind the diet is that animal foods provide everything the body needs, and that removing plant foods may reduce inflammation or digestive issues.
Okay.
The diet has exploded in popularity through podcasts, social media, and advocates like Sean Baker. But the big question is removing plants healthy or risky? I'm going to ask you that
Risky.
up front.
I think it's risky.
You think it's risky?
Yes.
Why do you think it's risky?
I mean, there is so much, and I'm not like a let's follow the science kind of person by any means, because I think a lot
Yeah.
of science is bunk, but
Bunk? I've never heard that
scientifically, vegetables are by and large very good for you.
Yes.
And there's things that the human body needs that I believe you can't get solely from fish, chicken, beef, and some butter.
Okay, so there's nutrients in vegetables that you believe you can't get through eating just meat.
Yes. And also I think vegetables help your digestive system kind of keep on flowing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting that nice poop out.
Yeah.
Excreting the good brown.
So that just having not done a ton of research, I do know that from what I do know, I believe vegetables can be very healthy for you.
Okay.
Now, if you're having broccoli, covered in cheese, something like
Yes.
that, so it's about like having vegetables in their pure form, maybe sauteed or steamed or something like that.
Okay, and there's just nutrients there you can't
Right.
get
Yes.
through meat.
And like sweet potatoes are better for you than white potatoes or things like that. But
Which is interesting.
yeah.
I don't remember the science behind that, do you?
It's something to do with how the carbs and also anything with more color or darker color has more nutrients in it. Like broccoli has more nutrients in it than cauliflower, although they're kind of similar. So there's some connection to that with sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, which are just white. I know that sweet potatoes have, I think it's called beta carotene in it, which is also in carrots, and that's good for you.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Do you think that applies to people too? Like if cannibalism was a real thing and we actually did it, do you think darker skinned people have more nutrients in them than lighter
cannot
skin?
include this.
Just an honest question. You could answer honestly. Think I might have more nutrients if you like ate my flesh? If you bit into my arm, do I
No.
have more nutrients than
No.
you? No?
No.
Okay. Good answer. So a little bit about the history of the carnivore diet. So even though the carnivore diet feels like a modern internet trend, the idea has older roots. One well-known example comes from Arctic explorer, this is a hard name for me to say, Vilhelmur Stefansson or Stefansson. In the early 1900s, Stefansson lived with Inuit communities and reported that many of them survived largely on animal foods like fish, seal, and caribou.
Okay.
Later in the 1920s, he participated in a year-long medical study where researchers monitored him eating only meat. The doctors concluded he remained generally healthy during the experiment.
Generally. That's interesting.
Yeah. So today, the carnivore diet has gained momentum through online health communities, especially people experimenting with elimination diets to fix autoimmune or digestive problems. So do you think looking at ancient or indigenous diets is a reliable way to decide what we should or shouldn't eat today?
I mean, I think by and large, looking at indigenous or ancient diets, yes, because they didn't have McDonald's, they didn't have processed sugars, they didn't have
Right.
processed Lay's potato chips and Oreos. So I think anything that's, past a couple hundred years ago is going to be by and large healthier than the food we have today, even our vegetables, because of like the depletion of nutrients in the soil and things like that. So I think by and large, I don't know that specifically to Inuit or like northern indigenous tribes, them eating primarily meat would be something to be like, oh, because they used to do that or maybe still do, we should. But I think eating non-processed foods as a whole, I think the world used to be a lot healthier
Yeah.
in some regards, but also like you got the flu and you just died.
Very true.
Or your tooth got a cavity and they just ripped it out. And so there's kind of a give and take situation. Yeah. They thought that like when there was like the Black Plague going around, like, oh, we'll just put some like little lavender up by our nose and that will protect us from the bad smells of death.
Yeah, of death around us.
Yeah.
It was just, protect us from the germs.
Yes.
Which seems silly now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an interesting question because we do know a lot more about what the body needs now in regards to macronutrients. But what if their sense of, man, it's tough for me to say this for some reason. What if their bodies were so attuned to eating the things that it needed that they could just tell, like, hey, I need more vegetables, or hey, I need more fruits.
Right.
I need more carbohydrates. Now, we would call it carbohydrates. They would call it fruit,
Right, exactly.
So it is interesting to think about, like, were they healthier just because they were more in tune with their bodies? Or were they healthier because there was, like you said, just a lack of crappy things to eat?
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, I think in part, so it's kind of like which comes first, the chicken or the egg for me, because I think some people today, like say just born in, Missouri, they're born not fully healthy because their parents weren't very healthy. And so they're born with intolerances to certain foods already. Plus, the food we have today is often not very healthy for you. So combine that with a not super healthy brand new baby. Like when I was born very sick, very allergic to milk, dairy, had all sorts of problems with me. And I didn't want a nurse, so they put me on formula, which made me more sick, when I was little. And so it's like I was born a certain way, and then the food that was being fed to me was like, if you look at baby formula, some of the cheaper brands, it's literally like corn syrup and oils, seed oils, and milk.
Oh my God.
And that's what we're feeding to brand new little humans.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but it's like, could be back then they were actually born healthy and could like consume a large amounts of, carbs and not get inflamed, or eat a ton of meat and not struggle with having too much fat. And the food was healthier too.
Yeah. That's not to mention, what is it called when you first get born and they give you those shots?
Oh, vaccinations.
Vaccines, not even just go into vaccines and what that does to your body over time and your children's body.
Yes,
when you
and
have
immune
them.
responses, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, it is a chicken and egg equation right there. Good thoughts, though.
Thank you.
So here is a popular debate we mentioned at the beginning around the carnivore diet. So the most popular topic around it is usually comes down to plant foods.
Okay.
So most nutrition experts argue that eliminating plants removes several important nutrients and compounds the body relies upon, just like you had stated earlier. So these nutrients and compounds include fiber, which is great for digestion, like you said, antioxidants that help protect the cells of the body, vitamins like vitamin C and folate, and minerals like potassium and magnesium. So fiber is especially important because it feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which play a role in immune health, metabolism, and digestion. Critics also say we don't have enough long-term studies on people eating only animal foods for decades.
Yeah.
We have like one guy back in the 1920s who did it that we talked about earlier. And then we have like Jordan Peterson who
Right.
jumped on it. Or the guy I mentioned earlier would be Sean Baker. And they're relatively recent.
Maybe doing it 8-10 years kind of situation.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And they've had some positive results, but then
Right.
Jordan Peterson's in the hospital right now. And we don't know
Right.
why.
Yeah.
So it could be that those results stop after 5 years
it
of
can
your
be
body
beneficial,
recovering.
but then maybe not long term
Yes.
forever. Yeah.
Like maybe your body needed a break from some of the things you were eating plant wise. And then you got that break and now it needs those nutrients or
Right.
compounds again.
Yeah. Huh, that's a good thought. It'd be also, because I know that, like you mentioned, Jordan Peterson and his daughter, Michaela Peterson, I believe she did carnivore for like 8 years-ish, and it helped heal her of a ton of autoimmune diseases. And now she's started introducing vegetables back into her diet. But it'd be interesting to know for certain people, because I have at least read of people online that they've done carnivore. It's helped them lose a lot of weight. They feel great. But I'd love to know if, hey, what if you just before had just eat meat and vegetables and fruit? Like some people who like, I went to carnivore and I feel amazing. They were eating Taco Bell and Oreos and Dorito chips. So is it the elimination of all this super bad food for you that's causing your body to do better?
Yeah.
Or were you already eating super healthy in the sense of having just fruits, vegetables, and meat, and then you cut those out?
Yeah.
Did that really make a difference?
Yeah. Is it like I stopped eating poison, but I started eating this other poison that's just less bad for me?
Right. Yeah.
And so your body's like, oh, thank God we're not intaking all of that terrible poison. We only have this little bit of poison,
Exactly.
which would be the carnivore diet. So I don't know. It's a great question.
It'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, hey, you can't refute like somebody who was like super sick, like Michaela Peterson for a very, very long
Super
time.
sick.
And then I know this other gal who had lupus and was like, they're like, you're going to die by the time you're 30. That's how sick she was. And she went full raw vegan and like healed her body and is living now and has 2 kids. And
Jeez,
so
man.
I think it can be case by case, but maybe it's just the full elimination of a bunch of crap.
It really could be.
I don't know.
So on the opposite side of this argument, they claim carnivore diet people claim the body can function perfectly well on animal foods alone. Their reasoning includes these following points. First, that fiber is not technically an essential nutrient, meaning the body doesn't need it to survive.
Okay. It just helps you with your digestion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's also linked to metabolism and immune health,
Okay.
but you don't necessarily need it to survive. So secondly, animal foods are extremely nutrient dense. So meat contains complete proteins, vitamin B12, iron, zinc, and lots of healthy fats. The organ meats that you can consume, like liver, include very high levels of vitamins. So you're getting a lot of nutrients from meat, specifically the organ meats.
Okay.
So if you consume a lot of those, there is an argument to be made that you're getting most of the nutrients.
That's true. Which like Inuit tribes, like northern tribes, they actually do consume organ meats.
Yes.
Whereas like your typical American is just eating ground beef.
By the way, we tried, what was it, duck liver?
Pate.
Pate.
Yeah, which is made from,
Oh my
it was
God.
like a liver mousse. Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was
It
disgusting.
was awful. It was a nice restaurant too, and they served it to us. I was like, this isn't even like I couldn't even get acclimated to the taste.
Yeah.
I could tell immediately. It's not like coffee, like, oh, I just need to have it every day and I'll like it. No, this is like something that was disgusting from the get-go.
Yeah.
And I could not see myself in the future being like,
I'm
I
pretty
could
good
enjoy
about
this.
like if I don't love something, I can still eat it. Like I tried twice, and like we cleared that plate except for that pile of liver mousse.
Liver
whatever.
mousse. Dear God.
Oh.
So
Yeah, and I've tried to cook liver several times because my nutritionist was like, "That'd be really great for you,
Yeah.
with iron levels and energy." And I made myself like I stressed my body out, like trying not to gag. Trying to eat this liver, which I prepared all the ways you're supposed to. Put mustard on it.
Oh, you
know?
tried your hardest. I
was
remember.
like, I'm like, this is making me more sick. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So God bless those Inuit tribes who used to
Yes.
do this or still do this. Another argument against the plant people, we'll call them, is that plants have defense mechanism chemicals within them. I'm sure you've heard this before. But plants produce compounds like oxalates, lectins, and phytates. It's the first time I've ever heard the word phytate
I
before.
haven't heard that one oddly, yeah.
Some researchers believe these compounds can irritate the gut or contribute to inflammation in certain people. Supporters also argue that the body produces powerful internal antioxidants like glutathione, meaning we may not rely entirely on antioxidants from plant foods, but we may just produce it ourselves.
Yeah.
There's also the claim that vitamin C requirements may lower when carbohydrate intake is very low because glucose and vitamin C compete for the same transport system in the body. So it's like the subway's already full.
Kind of like omega-3s and 6s and 9s going to the same spot.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you got to choose which one you're putting in there. So that there's also an argument to be made that your vitamin C could be really low on that diet and you'd be totally fine.
Right.
Because you're getting all the glucose and vitamin C from just the meat and the natural stuff that your body produces.
Here's a thought.
Give it to me.
I think it's kind of connected to what you're saying. So the argument is we don't need fiber to survive, and there's things in plants that may irritate your gut. So does bacon. That really irritates your gut often. Most people.
Yeah, for sure.
I wasn't saying you specifically, but in general. So the majority of animals we eat, and barring like if you ate a wolf or a bear or something, they by and large eat vegetables. And they're supposed to be super healthy, how God and nature made them. So why can't we eat vegetables?
I'm on your side in this argument, but I do want to play devil's advocate here.
Great. No,
I think that there could be a chance that the animals who ate the vegetables and fruits, they use their stomachs to break them down.
Right.
Which
and
got
our
rid
stomachs
of,
aren't as good.
Well, I think that they would have their stomachs would have taken on the burden of the oxalates, the lectins, and the phytates already. So the defense mechanism is already down of the plants.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that wasn't quite where I was going.
Okay.
I'm like, if their bodies can break down all this plant stuff, why can't we? Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what they live on. Why can't we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Yeah. But I've heard that like animals are more efficient at breaking down vegetables and fruits and all that.
Yeah.
So then we can just reap benefits of it by eating their bodies.
Yeah. I mean, some animals eat rocks
Yeah.
to help digest.
What animals are that? Oh, is it? Well, I know like animals like cows or camels have multiple stomachs.
It says birds, like chickens and ostriches, reptiles, including crocodiles, alligators, seals, toothed whales, and even some fish swallow rocks and gravel to aid in their digestion. So who are we to say that our stomachs compare to theirs?
Right.
So I think they might be better at digesting.
Because they don't have teeth.
Yeah, that's very true.
They don't have teeth, so they have to swallow rocks.
They have tiny teeth.
Birds?
Some fish have tiny teeth.
Fish don't have teeth.
Some fish have teeth.
But not like teeth that they like chew with. They might use it to rip a chunk of something, but they're not like breaking something down before swallowing it.
Very true.
In my very limited knowledge of fish and their digestive
that's super
systems.
true. I've never seen a fish chew.
Yeah. They just go.
Yeah. I wish I was like that. I hate chewing. It's such a task.
Just drink more smoothies like me.
No, I want to. Well, my reason behind that is because I want to eat good stuff faster, like stuff that tastes good even faster than I do
There
now.
we go.
Yeah, but then I get acid reflux and I'm up late at night. Anyways, some key takeaways from this whole discussion is that right now the carnivore diet sits in a very interesting place. Some people report major improvements, like we talked about weight loss, blood sugar control, autoimmune system, like Jordan Peterson and his daughter, digestive issues. But many researchers still recommend a balanced diet that includes both animal foods and plants, because those foods provide a wider range of nutrients than just animal foods or plants.
Okay.
The biggest issue with the carnivore diet is long-term research. It's so limited and so new. We just don't know what's going to happen to these people long-term. So, My question to you to end all this is, if someone felt dramatically better on a carnivore diet, do you think personal experience should outweigh general nutrient advice?
I mean, I think personal experience should outweigh general nutrient advice, because I think general nutrient advice is crap. Even our new food pyramid that's just been released, the American Food Pyramid, like, it's a lot better than the old one, but they still got cottage cheese and yogurt near the top as like, you should have that every day. And I'm like staunchly against
Milk
eating
products,
like specifically cow dairy products. So if you're going off that advice, I'm like, yeah, having steaks instead of a Yoplait, strawberry yogurt, you should go for that. But I would love, first of all, this wasn't quite in your question, but to ask that person, hey, what were you eating before you started going full carnivore?
Yeah.
Were you eating Doritos and Skittles and Oreos every night? Or were you eating like a plant-based and meat diet? Just for them to be like, hey, maybe what's healing you and making you feel amazing isn't solely the meat. It's the lack of a bunch of other processed foods.
Yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, I think the carnivore diet might be like beneficial for some, but it could be really dangerous if not done correctly.
Yes. Like, you had a coworker who was he doing keto or carnivore?
He's doing carnivore.
What's the difference between keto and carnivore?
I don't know.
Okay.
But
anyways,
I know that he was doing the carnivore diet and he was eating chicharrones, which are fried pig ears.
Yeah.
Or fried pig fat.
Yeah.
It's just fried pig fat.
Like, he was buying in bulk bags of chicharrones, fried pig fat. And like, this is so good for me. I'm carnivore.
And he was close to 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
And he was trying to lose weight. And it's just like,
sad.
He hadn't done his research was the biggest thing. And if you don't do your research and you try a diet like this, you could potentially really hurt yourself, because you're considering really salty fried food or milk products part of a super healthy diet that you're trying to do. And it could hurt you long term. This is coming from a guy who used to eat pork steak every day, almost like maybe twice a day sometimes.
Pork chop Caleb.
My pork chop phase. And I have gallbladder problems today because I was just so woefully uninformed. So with this kind of stuff, I think it's cool that it works for people. I'm not against it, but just go into it super informed.
Yes.
And go into it, try to eat as clean as possible the meat that you're going to eat and prepare it well, because if you don't, you can really hurt yourself.
Yeah. And like you said, the type of meat matters, because if you go from eating, because a carnivore diet is relatively expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Because meat nowadays is quite expensive.
Yeah.
And so if you're trying to afford this and you're going to Walmart and buying, a family pack of chicken thighs that are pumped full of salt and hormones.
Yeah,
That's a lot different than going to Whole Foods, which I've never bought meat from there because it's very expensive, where it's like a happy hormone-free chicken or a happy non-stressed out hormone-free cow, as opposed to this like 70-30 ground beef in a tube. So you're potentially adding a lot of saturated fats and hormones to your diet as well.
If you actually listen to the people who do the carnivore diet, they're not pumped. They're on the carnivore diet.
I've heard that. They're like, socially, it's very hard. You can't travel much.
Yeah, but it's also because the food kind of sucks. You're eating like lightly salted meat a couple times a day. It's not fun. And so when people go into this...
Right, because you're not doing seasonings. It's literally just salt.
So when people go into this and they do really heavily salted, like you said, mixed meat or meat injected with hormones and fats and salt, not only are you doing it wrong, you're not going to see the benefits, but you're not being true to what a diet actually is, which is sticking to something strict for the health of your own body.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Peterson does this or did this, and it really helped him. But if you hear about his diet, like go to Joe Rogan and listen to his diet.
Like miserable about it.
It was not fun to listen to. Then Joe Rogan went on it for a couple months and he lost a bunch of weight and now he's off of it. So I'm not saying it shouldn't be beneficial in short spurts, but you got to do it right is the big point here. You have to do it right. Otherwise, you're going to hurt your body
Yes.
really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was talking to a lady at a baby shower the other day because we were telling stories, and my mom and I were talking about how we both did this like 3-week long juice cleanse and we're being vegan. She's like, yeah, I did keto for like 3 weeks, and she's like meat, avocados, eggs
Okay.
was pretty much it. She's like, it was rough. She's like, you feel so full all the time, but you need to eat more calories.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there, and the steak that you were really pumped to eat 4 days ago, now you've been eating it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with an egg and some avocado. She's like, it like ruins it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that might be more what the carnivore diet is. It's more of like a 60 to 90 day thing you try.
Yeah.
And then you get on a real sustainable diet. Because this is the examples we've had of people who do this are people who needed to do it or they were going to be in extreme pain or die. It's not for people who needed to lose weight.
Right. Or are generally healthy to start with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do it, I'd recommend just do it for about 90 days at the most.
Yeah.
Unless you have an autoimmune disease and you've tried everything else. And maybe this will be that for you. But then I would recommend like, hey, let's add some plants in. Let's make this sustainable.
Have some berries.
Yeah.
And,
because it's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
But let's make it fun after 90 days. Let's make your life enjoyable.
Livable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that the lady said was that she loves running and working out. She's like, well, doing keto, practically carnivore. She said my mental clarity was amazing because you're not having any highs or lows from like sugar crashes from carbs. She's like, but I would go for a run and feel like I was just slogging because there's no carbohydrate energy resources to pull from.
Yeah.
You're just living on fat and protein.
Which is interesting. I might look into that and do another podcast on it because I'm sure you're getting energy from somewhere else. Your body's producing it some other way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who are like jacked and ripped do the carnivore diet or do keto.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that works and if you just kind of get used to feeling that slog or if you feel better.
I wonder how many marathon runners out there do carnivore.
Yeah.
You know, like it probably matters on what kind of exercise you're into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a follow-up.
Fascinating topic.
Thanks, babe.
So are you going to become carnivore?
I don't think so. I think I ruined my gallbladder enough for one lifetime.
Yeah. And then you just be eating like chicken breast all day.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Love that.